Astrologically, we just finished a pretty busy month, but July is only getting busier. While June had its focus on introspection and self-reflection, the month of July brings a focus on balancing comforts and aspirations, transforming wounds into strengths, embracing intuition and unconventional ideas, and expressing creativity. It highlights the importance of commitment, understanding disruptive patterns, and mindful communication. The latter part of the month urges us to reflect on our relationship and values as Venus goes retrograde, while Chiron's retrograde prompts an inward journey of healing and self-discovery. But let us get into each week now. On the 1st, the Sun and Mercury meet up in Cancer, indicating an emotional time filled with both personal interactions and mental activity, as well as potentially some short-distance travel. In this position, both planets are sextiling Jupiter, a favorable connection that can bring about hopefulness, tolerance, and perspective. Confidence comes now from a stronger sense of who we are as we plan ahead for our future. With the Moon entering Capricorn on the 2nd, our goals really become our focal point. Capricorn represents hard work, status, and societal structures. The current Cancer Sun is content to stay in its comfort zone, while the Capricorn Moon is urging us to instead grow up and be responsible. As this month's Capricorn full moon illuminates the sky on the 3rd, we are being called to find balance between said comfort zone and our aspirations for the future. This lunation is also connected to a fear of losing freedom within our romantic relationships, so stay conscious of that. Furthermore, a trine between Lilith and Chiron is calling us to confront our deepest wounds now and transform them into sources of strength and wisdom. Watch out for my next video, as it will be a meditation addressing this month's full moon. As the moon moves into Pisces by the end of the first week, our intuition and imagination become seemingly more enhanced. Compassion might come easier to us now, but hurtful interactions and miscommunications might also be more likely. Lastly, due to a sextile between Mercury and Uranus, embracing the unconventional and unexpected is favorable now, especially in regards to social gatherings, all things technology, and old projects we've been stuck on. Our imagination is still working overtime at the start of the 2nd week, making this a great time to express ourselves creatively, emotionally, and spiritually. You could also experience some intuitive insights now in regards to the self and its comfort zone, so watch out for your dreams maybe. As Mercury opposes Pluto on the 10th, we could feel a compulsive need to talk, or very much opposing to that, a desire to withhold information. Insisting on being right and trying to persuade people to agree with us is also behavior related to this transit. On the same day, Mars enters Virgo, bringing a structured approach to our actions and desires. We seem to tackle our goals now by trying to be extra practical, methodical, and detail-oriented. Consequently, this approach seems to play into our sense of purpose. Just a day later, on the 11th, Mercury moves into confident Leo, a placement that could lead to us being torn between staying organized in our pursuits and just thoughtlessly doing as we please. With Mercury squaring the nodes in this position, communication and decision-making doesn't seem to come easy to us now. We might have trouble reconciling with our past and be hampered in our growth by a lack of confidence and the fear of not fitting in. But this might just be about to change. With the North Node transitioning on the 12th from Taurus to Aries in retrograde, a shift in our collective karmic journey could be incoming. We are being called to reassess our values, self-worth, and material attachments represented by Taurus, and embrace a more independent, self-driven, and courageous approach represented by Aries. This retrograde period prompts us to reflect on the balance between our personal desires and the needs of the collective, as we strive to find a more harmonious alignment between self-assertion and cooperation in our pursuit of growth. Ultimately, The second week ends with a sextile between the Sun and Uranus, a transit which favors flexibility, new ideas, and unfamiliar situations. The third week of July sees a new moon in Cancer on the 17th. After contemplating on our goals these past 2 weeks, now is a good time to commit to them or recommit to them. This Cancer new moon wants us to honor our deepest, most irrational and intimate feelings. This way we can gain more understanding on our disruptive patterns and behaviors, and ultimately recognize how they offer us a fake sense of safety. Concentrating on finding new and improved behaviors that not only help us feel safe within our day-to-day, but that also contribute towards achieving our goals is essential now. Don't put too much pressure on yourself though, to change everything overnight, as that will only backfire. And watch out for how you express yourself now. A square between Mercury and Jupiter might leave you feeling a little too cocky, not only in your expectations of yourself, but also in terms of your communication. As this third week reaches its end, the Sun and Neptune connect in a harmonious trine, encouraging us to be creative and get more in touch with our spiritual side. We tend to be more empathetic under this influence. By combining patience for ourselves and determination, we might just be inching closer to our goals now. Feeling powerless in regards to our external circumstances might be an emotion we struggle with during this last stretch of July. We really want to take charge of our lives, but the world around us doesn't seem to want to bend. Multiple transits are happening in the sky right now that could lead to a clash between the ego and our purpose, or rather, who we identify ourselves as and who we really are. This inner tension might accumulate in us seeking quick dopamine hits through distraction and reverting back into our comfort zone. The ego is a very fragile thing, and when we try to change our ways for the long-term betterment of our lives, it tends to get triggered. This might explain what is happening right now. On the 23rd, a hell of a lot is going on in the sky, some of which might influence us for several months to come. The Sun, the representation of the self, is moving into Leo, where it'll stay for a month, a move that tends to accentuate the ego a lot. We might struggle to see past ourselves and our own emotions now, but on the other hand, we might feel extra generous and outgoing. With Mercury trining Chiron on the same day, this could also be a great opportunity to be vulnerable and have a heart-to-heart with someone about what we've been going through. Make sure you listen to them as much as you want them to listen to you though. We might also find ourselves confidently sharing things that we normally keep hidden. This might come as an effort to empower ourselves, as we see it as expressing our authentic selves. What other people think of us seems consequently irrelevant. Venus, the planet of beauty and love, is moving into retrograde on the 23rd as well. This transit lasts for 6 weeks and is inviting us to reflect on our relationships, values, and creative expressions. It encourages us to reassess our desires, seek deeper meaning in our connections, and reconnect with our authentic self-expression. As this retrograde is happening in Leo, we are called to introspect on self-love and reevaluate what brings true joy and pleasure into our lives. It offers an opportunity for growth and transformation in matters of the heart and personal creativity. Lastly, the transit starting on the 23rd, with the longest influence, is Chiron, going retrograde in Aries, a placement it will be in until December of this year. This transit speaks on an inward journey of healing and self-discovery. It prompts us to confront our deepest wounds and insecurities, particularly in matters of personal identity, self-confidence, and assertiveness. This coming half a year, we are being encouraged to explore our inner strength, embrace vulnerability, and find the courage to confront past traumas. It's a time to delve into self-healing, embracing our inner warrior, and navigating the path towards wholeness and self-empowerment. Well, With all this going on, we might ultimately really struggle with routine and leave tasks undone now. Light-hearted socializing is right up our alley during all of this, and we might want to spend more time chatting than we do working. With Mercury entering Virgo on the 28th, how we communicate becomes very important to us. We want to be precise and feel comfortable within detailed work. This could lead to a lack of perspective and pessimism, as we might end up getting lost in such details. After a bit of a dip in regards to our motivation towards work, the trine between Mercury and the North Node seemingly facilitates positive interactions and networking opportunities, allowing for us to make progress towards our goals. The month ends with an invitation to confront and integrate our shadow side as Uranus squares Lilith. Traditional beliefs and societal norms might be disrupted, as we tend to feel urged to break free from constraints and embrace our unique expression under this influence. And with that, my friends, we've reached the end of this July 2023 forecast. I really hope you enjoyed, and all the best on the journey that is this coming month. Namaste.